Memorial Day weekend, we have a very special guest, Ryan Birdman Parrott. He's the founder, the president, and the CEO of Sons of the Flag. We'll get into what Sons of the Flag does here in a second, but about Ryan first. He served 8 years as a United States Navy SEAL attached to Teams 7, completing 3 combat tours to Iraq. He has immense experience. In 2005, Ryan was riding atop of a Humvee, manning the turret gun in enemy territory. When his vehicle was hit by an IED, or improvised explosive device, this caused a flash fire, throwing him from the vehicle. And when he regained composure, his face and his hands were burned. And he also witnessed his fellow team members suffer terrible, devastating burn and blast injuries. Again, this Memorial Day weekend, I have the privilege of sharing Ryan's passion and his life's work. Ryan, let's get right into it. Complete the mission. What does that mean to you? And what current missions are you working on?
Complete the mission. This is something that my father used to always say, still says it to me this day, is that you got to take things to the finish line. You know, you got to get it over the hump. So it's one thing to get it to a certain area or a certain level, but it's like anybody who wants to play in the NFL. Well, taking it to the NFL and playing, is that considered the finish line, or is that just another step in the whole grand scheme of, are you going to be the most elite in the NFL, whatever you do in life? So for me, getting it over the finish line means, and complete, or what does it mean to mission complete? It's that final phase where you have actually surpassed the absolute goal that you've had, and you know that you're there. That's when you should say mission complete. But I don't believe 100% in mission complete, because we're always evolving, we're always learning. And so I think mission complete is, you know, living a 80, 90-year-old life, trying your whole life to do the best you can, and then not having any regret when you pass. I think that's really mission complete.
Is the mission complete right now for Sons of the Flag?
No, never will be. Mission complete for Sons of the Flag. So Sons of the Flag, we started in January 2012, and we are revolutionizing burn care for all Americans. So we take care of burn patients, and that's veterans, military active, first responders, civilians, pediatric to adult. If you have a burn, we take care of you, and we get you surgery, and we hire doctors to become burn surgeons. So until there's a scientist out there or a product that actually cures a burn upon impact or upon getting a burn, we're always going to be there. And so mission complete for us would be somebody creating the solution so that people get burned and then they never have to deal with the injury. So that's a that's a tall order. But the thing that I love about our charity is that burn care is very niche. And so if you get involved in something that's so massive, it's going to take years, and it's going to be super hard to feel like you've made major or significant impact. Within something niche, I feel like we're going to make a lot more impact within our time at Sons of the Flag. So, but yeah, we're so far away from mission complete. I'm proud of what we've accomplished over this last 8 years. We continually grow. We're always evolving, but mission complete is not anywhere soon.
And Sons of the Flag, again, is a charity. Ryan is the founder, he's the president, and he's the CEO of this. And over the last decade, he has a wealth of knowledge and experience that has devoted really his life to helping burn victims. Like he said, these resources are incredible. He's got doctors, he's got the brightest minds that are out there to serve and to, like I said, be an available resource that has the highest experts available. Ryan, you have done really incredible work. What to you makes your work enjoyable? Or maybe let's talk about more about the extreme part of it. Why do you go to the extreme in raising awareness for burn victims?
Well, so it's quite simple. There's a lot of charities out there, but even when we started our organization 8 years ago, there were still a lot of charities, nothing like it is today, but it's how do you get people to turn their heads and really consider what you're doing? You know, regardless if you're operating, you know, at the highest, like a Fortune 500 level or not, How do I make somebody turn their head and say, well, what he's doing is interesting? And so we can continue to focus on trying to market Sons of the Flag, that we help burn patients for the next 50, 60 years of our life. And maybe at that point in time, we'll have somewhat of a massive following. And that's 50 years too long. That's a day too long. So what if you were to do something super iconic and super crazy, death defying even? Would you turn your head for that? Absolutely. You watch anything that goes live, like Travis Pastrana doing something absolutely gnarly, or any of these extreme athletes, Shaun White, anybody who's doing something incredible, you watch. But what if you could do that? And then when you've captivated and captured that attention, you turn their heads to what's really important. Why are we doing this? Well, here's the why. It's Sons of the Flag. It's the Bird's Eye View Project. It's charities that we are working with, that we support. And this is why we do these things. We risk our lives for the people we care about the most. We have a lot of people, especially right now during COVID-19, we have a lot of people struggling. We continue to forget everything else that's going on constantly. Like, we have soldiers in the fight overseas right now as we speak. And do you constantly think about that? Do you think about it on the holidays, even like Christmas time when you're enjoying with your family and you're getting ready to open presents and your kids are so excited? During the day, do you give reflection to the people who cannot be with their families because they're serving us and keeping us free to be able to celebrate? So it's all that wrapped into one. But we do extreme sports because it's so unique, it's so death-defying, and it gets people's attention. And then we tailor that into helping the veterans and first responders.
Without going into too many details, what's one example of a death-defying stunt that you've done in the past,
Well,
for raising awareness?
I'll let everybody else consider what they think death-defying would be for me, but let's see, we have done a 100-mile run in 24 hours, actually 25 hours, but 100-mile run in 95-degree weather from Waco to Dallas to raise money, $100,000 for charity. I wrote a bowl to raise money for the Chris Kyle Memorial Benefit, and that was just gnarly. I got word afterwards that it wasn't actually a PBR bowl and that it was more of a training bowl. Thank God they did that, because that would have been really, really bad. So we do these things where we raise money. So how do we raise money, right? You put a goal. I'm going to run 100 miles. We're going to raise $100,000 for this cause. And we did that for Carry the Load, which is coming up Memorial Day here. And then for the bull ride, it's like, how can we raise money off this? Well, for every second I ride it, we're going to donate a certain amount of money. And we ended up raising a significant amount of money for that. And so now we have this really unique idea where instead of doing things like we're doing at more of a localized level, let's take a national, if not global. Let's partner with a network and a production company, and let's do a live TV stunt, something so iconic, so just extreme and wild that it gains millions of viewers, but all for the cause. Nothing for personal gain. Our team that we put together to do these types of things are just absolutely incredible. In fact, our doctor, he said, when we get this thing started, just know that if I were to get paid for this, I'm putting all that money towards the cause. And those are the kind of people we have involved in what we're doing. So let's just say this. We got something brewing right now. It's pretty gnarly. It's actually the gnarliest thing I've ever done. And it's going to turn your head for sure. And then you're going to get a real good taste of our cause.
Well, I had the privilege of being a part of the Bravo squad that jumped out of an airplane, a perfectly fine airplane. And when Ryan called me, and Ryan Hyman, who's on the board of Sons of the Flag, called me to join, I said, you're absolutely crazy. And both of you guys said, no, it'll be good for you. And we had an amazing group back in 2018 that raised some money for the cause. And jumping out of an airplane, I can tell you that my mindset was, I just have to let go, right? I just have to trust myself. And without, again, any details, how do you prepare yourself mentally to do these kinds of things? Jumping out of airplanes, doing crazy things.
Well, that's a great question. I mean, mental prep is everything, right? It's just like physical prep. You have to do both. And the first thing you have to do before anything is you have to hone in on your skills. You have to actually study and analyze your skills all the time and continue to hone those basics to make sure that you're legit, you're good. From there, I always say, don't ever let your talent outweigh the ability to listen to a coach or mentor or a peer, because nobody in the history of the world has ever been born, and then become the best with no help whatsoever. Doesn't matter how naturally gifted you are, you can always be better. And so always listen to those mentors, those peers, your coaches, instructors, whatever they are, because they're giving you the tools to take it to the highest level. And so, I mean, I'm always got coaches around me, and that's a big thing for my mental prep is I always put people around me that will help me achieve the objective. And I don't like putting people in place that are going to say, oh yeah, you're great, this is kumbaya, we're excited. No, it's people are always like my coach in base jumping. He always messes with my parachute when I'm packing it to see if I'll catch the problem. And so it's like that thing where obviously he's not going to let me jump that way, but it's always those kind of people who are like, all right, I'm enforcing this stuff on you. It's not going to be comfortable. It's not going to be easy. It's not supposed to be. So, but you have to hone those skill sets. So always listen to your coaches and instructors to get better and take your talent to the ultimate next level. But mental prep is everything, right? So when I'm going to do a stunt, I'm constantly, a shower is the perfect example. Every time I'm in the shower, I'm running the drill in my mind, head to toe, soup to nuts. I'm feeling it out. I can feel the flow of energy come through my body because I'm so engulfed in this is what it looks like. It's a full virtual replay before it's even happened. And so I'm just running this back and back and back, or back and forth, and then training. We run this mentally all the time. And we say in the SEAL teams, plan your dive your, well, same thing here. So now I'm running it mentally through my head constantly, and then I'm going to take it out to the field, and I'm going to test these theories, and I'm going to train on these to see if they work, what problems were going to arise, and then how do we counter those. So that's essentially where I would take it.
Again, this is Ryan Parrott. He's the founder, president, CEO of Sons of the Flag, and is also running Bird's Eye View Project. Ryan, for those who may have not listened, what you just said, can you repeat about what y'all said in the teams, the Navy SEALs, what y'all's, one of y'all's mantras, where you just said it, but
Yeah.
may have gotten cut out.
The mindset is plan your dive your plan. And that works to anything in life, right? If you're going to go play a game, if you're going to go compete, if you're going to go do a business deal, I mean, you're not just going to walk in cold to any of this, right? You're going to run it virtually or visibly, and you're going to run, mentally. You're going to run it mentally through your head over and over again, prepping, pre-prepping, doubling up, tripling up, contingency. But on the same side, you have to also do it, right? So are you going to actually call somebody and say, can I run a dry run with you to make myself better? If you're an athlete, it's easy to say, okay, I can do this, or I'm going to go kick a few balls. No, get some of your buddies together and go do it, because it's always harder when you have peers watching you and evaluating you. That's what makes you better. And if you're not doing that, you're never going to achieve your ultimate success or your level. So plan your dive your plan. We've said it. It's nothing I created. This is something I learned in the SEAL teams, and it's the way to do anything.
Okay, this is going to be an interesting question, and then we'll finish on a following question. But if a high school kicker or punter, college or NFL guy texted you for advice right before a game, what would the advice that you would give them based on your experience as, on the most elite teams? What would you say in that text message if you could send it?
I think I've done this before with a kicker. Wonder who that could be.
That's right.
So what would I say to somebody who's getting ready to go into battle? I would say, be confident in your training, rely on your training, and leave it all out on the field. So don't ever go into a war or a battle thinking that you're not going to absolutely attack, crush it, and win and get back. And so the same thing goes for sports. If you're getting ready to play a game, there's one of two ways it's going to go. You're either going to give a half percentage or a whole percentage. And the whole percentage, if you leave it all on the field and it didn't work out the game, hey, you got nothing to worry about. But if you didn't play to the best of your ability and rely on all your training and your athletic ability, I mean, it's pretty simple right there. You can beat yourself up all day long about that. So you don't want any regret. The easy way to not have regret is to literally leave it all on the line. And so that's what you do every time.
Final question. There's lots of athletes that are listening to this. There's parents. There's people that have never heard of Sons of the Flag. They don't have any connection. This is primarily for football players, football kickers, and football punters and long snappers. How can we help? What is something that we can do to help you complete the mission of Sons of the Flag?
That's a great question. It's quite simple. Number one, go to Sons of the Flag, our Facebook, our Instagram. Go to Sons of the Flag and like it and follow our journey. And go to our website, sonsoftheflag.org, and learn about what we do. Do yourself the favor, because it's simple. If you were to meet somebody who was burned previously, or you just met somebody, one of your friends gets burned, you are now an ambassador and a resource for that friend of yours. And you're going to say, hey, you should go check out Sons of the Flag. Let me get you in touch. We'll take care of them. And you could have just changed that person's life by a simple understanding that we exist. And that's the biggest name of the game within any charity is, do you know all the charities that exist around your area and what they do? Because you're going to run into a problem in your lifetime, whether it be you or your friend, that you're going to need to rely on some help, like we're in right now with COVID-19. And so do you have the information? Well, you're not really running into a war or a battle fully loaded if you don't have all your information. So do your due diligence, check out Sons of the Flag. And I know it's a hard time right now, but if you can spare anything, donations to Sons of the Flag will help burn patients that we already have in the queue right now that we need to help get through surgery. So, but just check it out as a number one. Go check it out and then spread the word that Sons of the Flag exists, because, you know, we're not going to complete the mission if we don't tell everybody in America what we do and who we are.
For field goal kickers and for punters, a lot of the time we focus on being very specific on our goals, right? We're trying to make the kick, or for punters, we're trying to place this ball on a certain part of the field. Our mission is simple: one shot, one punt, one kick, one opportunity. And our mission, although it does change and it is evolving based on game to game, season to season, it all relies on the same thing: complete the task at hand. And on this Memorial Day weekend, if you're a field goal kicker and you're posting a kick, do this. Have a hashtag that says SOTF. Go ahead and put a hashtag SOTF on any kick that you're having this weekend in honor of our wounded veterans, our wounded first responders, and those who are burning or who've got burned, who are victims of burns, or those that are suffering right now. That way we can at least get the message out. Additionally, go to Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter for Sons of the Flag and find out more information. And let's see what we can do. If you're posting a kick, let's start something, guys. And let's see what kind of impact we can make this Memorial Day weekend, because we have a lot to be grateful for. The fact that we get to play football, the fact that we have our freedom did not come poof, like it was there. No, this happened because there's real people like Ryan who put their lives on the line. There's real people, those lives that have been lost, like Chris Kyle or Mikey Mansour, and the list goes on and on. So Ryan, thanks again for having us, for having the time to make for us, and we really appreciate it.
Absolutely, I appreciate you, and happy Memorial Day to you, brother.
Yeah, you too. Thanks so much.